Hello everyone, welcome to Play Your Ace Right, episode 5. This is our season finale. Today I'm joined with my guest, Kris, who won the last episode. Kris, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite confident. Just last time Joe said that nobody won 2 in a row, so that kind of stuck in
And
my head.
nobody won 2 in a row. So you can either make history or you can be a history.
Hall of Fame, I get it.
And we have Tyla here. Tyla, how are you feeling?
Ready. Nervous, but ready.
You have to win this round. You know why?
To make sure that Kris is history.
You are our first woman contester. And you need to make the history. You
So much
need to be
pressure.
our first woman contester and first woman winner. So you have to do it not only for yourself, but for all of us.
Okay, I got this.
Over 3 rounds, we will show 2S each to our guests, and they need to guess which one performed higher or lower. A correct answer equals 1 point, and most point wins. So, shall we, guys? Alright, then let's start. Today we are going to start with, to be fair, I don't know who we are going to start with. Oh, apparently, yeah, Tyla. Alright, Tyla, we have 2S. On the left hand side, we have an ad about sales team. We should be here targeting the sales persona, and we say, okay, if your sales team complains about data accuracy, you should try Cognism. And on the right hand side, we are targeting marketeers, and apparently we are targeting a specific industry here, the logistic industry, with plenty of logos in the same industry. Which one do you think performed better?
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with ad number 2.
Why?
Because I think that having logos from other teams from other companies is a winning strategy.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Well, you know what, Tyler? You're right. The ad 2 had a better engagement rate, and I totally agree with you. We had plenty of logos here. We are calling out marketers in a specific industry, and these logos are actually from that specific industry. So it is actually pretty targeted ad to a pretty targeted niche industry. Therefore, the second ad performed significantly better than the first ad. Well, 1-0. Tyler, you are having the lead now. Kris, now you can either make things equal or you can stay at nil. We have 2S. On the left hand side, we have a social proof. On the right hand side, we have another social proof. On the left hand side, we are saying that this company generated more than 60% MQLs with Cognism. And the second ad says that they generated 80k pipeline in 2 weeks. Which one do you think performed better?
I think it all comes down to relevancy, so I have to go with ad number 1. Because 66% can be universal across many companies, so people can probably relate more. On the other hand, if you make 200-300k of pipeline a week, 81k doesn't seem like so much relevant, and it can be like misunderstood across so many different industries. So 66% is universal, and I'm gonna go with ad number 1.
I completely agree with you. I actually completely agree with you. And that would be the thing that I would say as well. However, somehow the second ad performed better. And yeah, I do agree, 80k pipeline in 2 weeks, it is just for me too low. Not only for Cognism, but for all of the companies that I have been working for. But somehow for our audience, it performed better. And I feel like this might be because this campaign was in SMB. So we were targeting the SMB businesses. And for SMBs, 80k could actually mean something big. But yeah, logically, when I think about that, the first ad should have performed better. And yeah, there's some interesting ad, and I don't have any other explanation to be fair. Tyla, you win the first round. How do you feel?
I think I went in with a strategy. Strategy was just reading Chris's mind, understanding how he thinks, and I think I've nailed it.
Yeah, I think you nailed it. And yeah, I think you're right. You don't play poker to win the game. You play poker to win the opponents. You play to your opponents, and you did play your opponents. So, congratulations. Round 2. Let's see if you can keep this going. We have 2S once again. On the left-hand side, we are talking about 98% accuracy. We are talking about enterprise level compliance. And on the right-hand side, we have a different type of it. It is like a Pokemon card, to be fair. And in this card, we say, okay, we have the accuracy, we have the reach, you can get this amount of more live conversations, and the connect rate can increase by this amount. So which ad do you think performed better?
So for this one, I'm not going to go off of the information, but rather how it looks, because I think that's because they kind of both are giving the same message, but just in a different way. One's more detailed. I'm going to go with ad number 2.
Are you sure?
I think so.
You know what? You're right. You're right. Ad 2 had a better engagement rate, and I feel like the reason is that it is different. Like, it just doesn't look like a classic generic ad. On the left-hand side, if you look at other B2B SaaS companies, they have similar kind of ads. We state effect and we say enterprise level, just like all of the other companies out there. But on the second one, it actually includes some creativity. It looks like a Pokemon card, and actually when you look at it, it gets your attention. It is easy to consume, and you can see the value propositions easily by looking at these 4 rows. So yeah, the second ad performed way better, and Tyla 2-0. Krzysztof, let's see if you can catch her or not. Second round. On the left-hand side, we have a social proof ad in which we have the data from Pavilion members and how they evaluate us and our competitors. On the second ad, we talk about lead gen in 15 minutes. Although we are a demand gen company, most of our target audience is still lead gen, and Cognism can indeed be used for lead gen. So here we are saying that you can still do lead gen with Cognism, and you can do lead gen in 15 minutes. So which one do you think performed better?
I mean, this is quite tricky because it's like comparing apples and oranges. On the ad number 1, you have definitely social proof competitors versus us. On the other hand, ad number 2 explains what can we actually help with. Because if someone has no context, haven't heard of us or Pavilion, ad number 1 has no relevancy. Ad number 2 is more universal, so I guess it would all come down to ad targeting. However, because we take only ad creatives for this show, I'm gonna go with ad number 1.
Are you sure?
Because I guess it was targeting someone who knows what Pavilion is and what Cognism is. So yes, ad number 1.
Well, Chris, unfortunately, you're wrong. And I think your reasoning was also wrong. Because both of these campaigns actually target the same cold audience. These both campaigns have the reach objective. And for me, the first ad didn't perform well. Like, this ad type actually didn't perform well at all. Because if it was a remarketing ad, then I would expect this to perform well. But here, actually, we were targeting the cold audience, and they might not even know Cognism. Even if they did, they might not even know ZoomInfo, Lucia, or Seamless. And it is actually feels like, why do we need to remind them ZoomInfo? Why do we need to remind them Lucia or seamless if they are not actively searching for it. Like if this was a G2 campaign in which we would be targeting the intended audience whom were comparing Cognism with our competitors, I think this ad would have performed amazingly. But for the cold audience, unfortunately, it just didn't perform well for the reasons that I just stated. Tyla, 2 mil. How are you feeling?
Like unbeatable.
Yeah, you should feel like that. Actually, you know what? If you win this round, you will win the game. So I'm going to make things more excited. Krzysztof, we are continuing with you.
Okay.
Round 3. On the left-hand side, actually we have a similar ad. Tyler played dirty here. We have a similar ad on the left-hand side in which we compare Cognism and Zoom info. On the second ad, we are again talking about lead gen, and now we are saying that lead gen won't take hours anymore. You can use Cognism and you can make this whole process go shorter. So which one do you think performed better?
Again, it's tricky, not because of ads, but because what happened in previous 2 rounds. So you, in previous round, you literally told me why ad number 2 in this example should perform better. But on the other hand, we have to play the player, not the game. I expect that Tyla would do some trick and actually try to confuse me, thinking that ad 1 is worse, even though it's probably better and she just wants to win. So purely because of that, I'm gonna go with ad number 1. But ad number 2 looks better.
Well, you disappointed me. And I'm not even going to bother explaining why this ad didn't perform well, because
You
I
explained
literally
before,
just
yeah.
explained a minute ago. So, 2-0. But again, I want to make this final round more exciting. So, Krzysztof, it is still your turn, and I'm going to give you 2 points should you know this one right. So then it will make things equal. On the left-hand side, we have an ABM campaign for Sonic Wall, in which we are asking if you're having a problem with bad contact data and you need Cognism. On the second one, again, it is for Sonic Wall. It is an ABM campaign, and we say we are going to help your BDR team to book better and more outbound meetings. So which one do you think performed better?
I think that ad number 1 performed better because it has more solid ad copy ad creative copy that is focused on pain point. So instead of let me help you, we do this. It's problem, you need us. And it's phrased in quite a smart, unique way. So yes, ad number 1 is better.
All right. I'm going to give the answer at the end of the game.
So
Tyla, we don't know if you now made things equal or not. So Tyla, now you might be leading by 2-0 or it might be 2-2. But if you win this round, you can win the game. If you can't win this round, then we will need one more sudden death round. So, the final round. Tyla, we have 2 different ads. Both of them are with Twitter style. And on the left-hand side, we are talking about a day of SDR. And on the right-hand side, it is more like a social proof content. So, tell me, which one do you think performed better?
So I just, if I'm thinking about myself, which is maybe not the best kind of analogy, but I don't like to read a lot, like of when I'm scrolling, right? Mm-hmm. So my first instinct is going with ad 2 because it's just quick and easy to read and bright and colorful and draws your attention. So I'm going with ad 2.
Tyla, ad 2 was the wrong answer. Unfortunately, the first ad performed better. And I think although it contains more text, when you look at the experience here. When you look at the user experience, think of yourself on LinkedIn. You are scrolling, and most of people use LinkedIn without the dark mode. Like probably the dark mode usage is less than 1%. So the first one actually looks like a proper native post on LinkedIn, so that it doesn't feel like an ad. Even if it does, it feels like an ad once you start reading it. And in the first sentence, you actually see that it is a fun ad. It doesn't include any sales page. It doesn't contain anything related to the product. It is actually funny in a way. And on the right hand side, it is more like an ad. Like someone is asking a question and the company who is advertising is answering this question. So it is basically promoting themselves. And it has a dark background. Therefore, it looks not natural in LinkedIn feed. Therefore, your answer was wrong, but you are still 2-0 lead. Now, if Kris had the right answer, it will be a draw, and we will need to have another round. But if he didn't get it right, Tyla will win, and she will be the champion of the season. Tyla, what are you thinking? How are you feeling?
I think that I would agree that ad one is the winner here, but something's telling me that I've just got this in the bag.
Okay, you know what? Shistov was wrong today, all along. And the
He's
second
right.
ad performed better. And I think there's a reason for that. The second one calls out Sonic Wall, but it actually points out the problem. We know that their BDR team is large. We know that they want to book outbound meetings. We know that they have an outbound function. So we are telling them, okay, you know what? We are going to help to your BDR team with your outbound meetings. Although the first one is also about a problem that they are facing, we also know that when you use a stock image on LinkedIn ads, it actually decreases the performance. So we are actually trying to refrain from using stock images. Because once an audience sees the stock image, they are less likely to engage because they know that it is an ad. Therefore, the second ad performed better. And Tyla, you are the champion of this season. How are you feeling?
Proud. I did it for history.
Yeah, now you're in history. And what would you like to tell to Kris? You can do this if you want.
Your winning streak was short-lived.
Kris, how are you feeling?
As you would expect, defeated. But okay, fair play, good game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Circle of life.
Tyla, would you like to say anything to your future opponents?
That maybe you should analyze my mind a bit better before we go into this game, because that's exactly how I thought and it's exactly how I won.
Amazing. Tyla, congratulations, and we are going to send you a personalized Johnny Walker Black label. This is your gift for winning this season. Congratulations.
Thank you.